Greetings and salutations from basically a seagull in the background, but yeah, everyone, this is my custom Buzz Lightyear that I have done, and I've been tinkering after this past month, but I am calling this one finished. And here's the reveal. Yeah, swift camera change, I know, but as you can see, totally different head, few extra details, and yeah, looking pretty darn good if I had to say so myself. I mean, I'm pretty chuffed with myself because this was a huge undertaking. I started this off as basically um, two Buzz Lightyears, one Buzz Lightyear with utility belt, as you can see right there, and it was in poor condition, really poor condition. It had sun damage. It had pretty much everything that didn't want to see in a Buzz Lightyear figure. Stickers and everything were completely peeled. It was, and even the visor. Oh god, the visor was beyond repair. But even still, I seen it to be salvageable because I wanted to basically take the likes of that utility belt and put it onto another Buzz Lightyear. Is that an easy thing to do? Yes and no. Is it easy to take the motherboard out of this Buzz Lightyear and put it into another one? As in the other utility belt? Yes and no. Do you have great patience? That's a question. I was tested, very much tested on this one. But yeah, certainly it took a lot of time, a lot of patience to get where it needed to be. Sorry for the flies, we are in fly country here. I managed to get the utility belt onto his original belt. And yeah, that's that. That was one thing that always annoyed me about the movie figure Buzz, that you never got that part on, which was such a small little detail, but a detail I think of makes a figure. As far as the head is concerned, it's off a totally different Buzz, and I've also painted inside there, which his neck never was painted, it was always a grey, so I changed that to basically suit his natural look, and this was the head. I thought it was more true to what he truly looked like than anything else. You can find these. You can find these on the internet. They're actually not really expensive, but yeah, I think they're a bit more of a screen-accurate Buzz Lightyear than the ones we've been given. Don't get me wrong, there's numerous heads you can get on Buzz Lightyears that actually look really good, but the figures themselves, not up to scratch. They're just sort of like bashed out. But this, that's not even the best part. The one part I actually started off with was basically just trying to take this utility belt and put it onto another one. Then I got it in my head, once I had this pretty much put back the way it was, because the soldering in that little piece right there was ridiculous. I was about to call it quits more times. But I kept at it because why not? And certainly, once I did that, I came to realize that once it did work, I kept on thinking, well, what else could I do? And then I realized that that part right there of the other Buzz Lightyear could go in there, because it's kind of molded that's as such, because if you were to take this apart, you see like a white sort of like bits where his rubber sits onto, and in around the inner lining of the utility belt, there's pretty much the outline of that green belt. So I took in my head that more or less maybe that would actually be the exact mold, and sure enough it was. But trial and error to get that belt to sit the way it is. To be fair, it could have went down a little bit further down, but I'm just sort of nitpicking at that. But I kind of like it how it's raised because I do want to see it. And if you do look at Toy Story 2, when Buzz is actually looking into the utility belt Buzz, he's sitting at a pose that more or less just shows off his belt, his other green belt, and I thought it was just such a cool and such a beautiful little detail, but never translated into the actual manufacturing of the toys. So everything works. One thing it doesn't actually work on this, because it came to the point where his head was motorized and pretty much moved back and forth as you would get in any Signature Collection Buzz Lightyear. What I've noticed that more or less that the actual rubber on the belt is starting to wear it away, and it's not exactly giving the same pull. It's not that I couldn't fix it, it was just one of those things. Did I really need it? And I really thought that was a kind of a wasted gimmick on these things, because when you take out the motor, there's so much more that you could fit in there. Like, you could fit in the likes of the chopping action, which I do think I could try and definitely put on this one. And also, yeah, the visor probably could have went completely down. It's just because of that motor being there. That was just their gimmick and they wanted to push that. But to be fair, they really need it? I don't think so. That's just my personal view. So, that being said, I changed the head. It came to the point where I actually said to myself, what about the arm? So I made them so they can go more down. Well, more to the sides anyway. So, and we're only talking such a small little tick to get them down to where they need to be. And yeah, they sort of pose a lot better, and it looks great. And also, I added the white detail that was up around here, which you would notice that they don't come in the Signature Collection, which is kind of sad. There's also another wee small detail that you don't get is pretty much on the sides here, which are like green, which is a small one nitpick, but that's personally just me. And also this part right here is white, where it's always painted green. Another fun detail. Also, what else? There were so many things. So it came to the point where I was looking more towards the arm. I was wondering, is it possible that I can get an actual laser to fire in there? And sure enough, I did. It's a fully functioning, probably the first ever Buzz Lightyear that has a fully functioning laser.